Okay, so looking at the Apple TV, basically it's a small box that plugs in by HDMI cable into a projector, a TV screen, or basically any screen that has a HDMI port in it. Once it's connected, what it does is allows you to put your screen that you see on your device up onto the bigger screen. Great if you want to show more than one person what you're looking at. So let's have a look. So here I'm projecting up my Apple TV, and you can see there's a few other apps there that the Apple TV offers. But on my device I just swipe up from the bottom, I get the control bar and I choose the name of my Apple TV. That allows me to see up on the big screen the app that I'm working on. So here we have AirServer. Now this is different to the Apple TV because it's a piece of software that you install on the host computer, so the computer that's connected to, say, your interactive whiteboard or your big screen TV. So once I've got AirServer connected, then it's just a case of using it in the same way as the Apple TV to get my small screen up to the big screen. It does involve some installation, but you won't get cables like you do for the HDMI setting. Okay, so again I swipe up from the bottom, I choose the device that I want, it might be the name of the computer, and I make sure I turn on that mirroring. If I don't turn on mirroring, it will not mirror what it is that's on my device. So this is looking at my computer screen now. So as I'm projecting up to my computer, it would be projecting up to my big screen, say my interactive whiteboard. So it's showing everything that I'm doing on my iPad is now appearing on my computer, which is also being sent to my interactive whiteboard. So it's fully interactive. It's exactly everything that you see on the screen, including videos, or even use the camera app to take images of people. One really good function of the AirServer is I can connect more than one device up, so you can see it shrinks my iPad, and now I'm showing my iPhone on the right hand side, and two people can be working on their devices at the same time. Now in the classroom I've tested this with up to 10 to 12 devices, and it kind of makes a grid of all the different devices. The more you connect though, the less stable it gets. So once you want to finish using either the AirPlay from your Apple TV or your AirServer, all you do is you select the name of your device, so in that case AirPlay. Look out if you're in a school sort of zone where you've got a lot of computers connected. That can be difficult to find the right classroom, and it can lead to people AirPlaying to the wrong place. Alright, so let's have a look at the comparison between the Apple TV and the AirServer app. For the Apple TV you can plug and play, so that means you just get your cables, and in this case it's a HDMI cable. You'll also need a Ethernet cable. Once you've got those cables plugged in, it's basically a case of connecting to your network like you would an iPad or a phone, and you're right to go. With the AirServer you do need to install the software on your computer. At a school that can mean that you need to have administrator privileges, but that's not in all schools. In both cases you need to be on the same network. They both need to be on the same Wi-Fi network. If they're not, then they can't talk to each other and they won't be able to AirPlay. The Apple TV has a few extra apps in it, like YouTube. You can go on to Vimeo, Crunchyroll. You can also have your iCloud synced to it. A lot of those things won't be very useful for a classroom, whereas the AirServer app just does AirPlay. Pricing, I've highlighted this one yellow here because I think the next 2 points are massive. Around about $100 from $89 on Australian, you can get an Apple TV, but for around about $10 Australian you can buy the AirServer app, so it's significantly cheaper. The next important point here is that the Apple TV, you can only stream one device at a time, whereas on the AirServer app you can get at least 10, maybe up to 12 devices all gridded up on your screen at the same time, so that's a really big feature. The Apple TV is very stable, that's what we expect from Apple products, whereas the AirServer does have some crashes sometimes, particularly if you are on there for a while or going on and off, or if you've got a lot of devices connected. The Apple TV does not have the ability to record what you're AirPlaying, whereas the AirServer app, it has a built-in record function, so it'll record the sound and the vision of the device that you're screening up there, which is a pretty cool function. Now, both of them have this problem, which is that they're open to AirPlay from any device that's connected to your network. So in a school, I've experienced the frustration of having someone in another classroom accidentally AirPlay to the computer that I've got running AirServer. So you can have a random person AirPlaying their device up right in the middle of your lesson. So it's a good idea to educate people about that so they can avoid doing it. Look, I would go with AirServer app, mainly because of the less expense and the fact that you can have more devices streamed at once.